Hey there, so you started working on your one-page business plan, you're ready to get out there and deliver that pitch, and you're hitting those first sections, problem worth solving and solution. These are incredibly important to really nail so that your audience understands why your idea is so great, why you're gonna pursue this business idea, and why you're gonna be a great success when you get started. So the first section of this, problem worth solving, you want to put yourself in the mindset of your customer, the best customer you can imagine. We sometimes call these people early adopters because they are so likely to buy your product or service as soon as it's available. A lot of entrepreneurs fall victim to creating things that they love. You might love your thing that you're offering, but if nobody's there to buy it, if no one's there to exchange money for the goods you're offering, then you don't really have a business worth pursuing. So that's why the problem we're solving is so important to really nail and communicate clearly. When you're talking to various types of customers, potential customers, your target market, you want to consider the fact that people don't purchase things simply because they exist. They don't buy products. They buy something that is a solution to a problem that they have. And so sometimes you might think, well, why do we always talk about pain and headaches and this kind of thing? Well, imagine a product that you love, a service that you love right now, and you probably have little critiques of it, right? Like mild annoyances that you could get over or that you would love to be improved but wouldn't cause you to switch to an entirely different product. If your target market only has mild annoyances, they're not likely to exchange money for what you're offering. So you really have to dig deep and figure out what their biggest pain points are so that when you come in with your aspirin to their migraine headache, they are ready to buy. Now finally, just to revisit the original phrase, problem worth solving. The word worth is incredibly important here. Sometimes you'll encounter target market people, you have these great interviews, you'll uncover their pain points, and they will wish you the best with this thing that you're going to develop. They want to see it out in the world. They can't wait for your product to exist, and you're happy to build it, but actually they won't exchange money for it, they just want it to exist. How many apps have you thought of that, gosh, this thing is so great, but would you pay $1 for it? Absolutely not. Well, if you don't have a problem worth solving, and think of worth as an economic term in this sense, if it's not worth solving to your target market, they won't exchange money for it, then you do not have a viable business idea. The next section talks about your solution, and this is where we really want to describe your unique value proposition. How does what you are going to bring in the world offer that value to that customer's problem worth solving? How do you solve that? As you start working on listing these solutions out, try to keep them directly related to those problems worth solving that you described earlier, a one-to-one relationship. Think of it as a question and an answer, a call and response. How specifically does your solution address that problem worth solving? Why is it the aspirin to the headache? And maybe include a little bit about how do you think this will actually create value for your business? A good tip while you're working on this section is to think about the difference between features and benefits. Features are aspects of that product that you're working on, like the color, the speed, how many horsepower it has, that kind of thing. But describe how it benefits the customer instead of just listing a bunch of features. All right, so 4 tips just to review as you're going through and talking about your solution. Number 1, did you just write 16 bullet points, 20 bullet points, 100 bullet points? If so, I love that you love your product, but you got to go back and edit that section. Number 2, double check. Are you listing features? Are you talking about how fast, how smooth, how blue your product is? If you are, go back and think about the benefits to that target market, to those customers. Why do they care about those features? And try to re-summarize that section. Number 3, do these solutions relate directly to some specific problem worth solving that you mentioned in the previous section? If not, try and make a connection between them so there's a dialogue throughout this section. And number 4, do your solutions produce a viable business model? How best can you express that in this section? And by the way, we'll get a little bit more clarity on business model and viability when we get into the financial forecast section. These 2 sections are foundational to whatever next steps you might take, whether it's a one-page pitch, a business plan, a full business plan for lenders. So good work getting through these. as you continue to interview customers, as you continue to interact with the outside world, learn about your competitors, make sure to come back and revise your problem we're solving and your solution descriptions to ensure that they are as accurate and complete as possible and reflect your knowledge of your business idea. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, post them here, and we'll continue on this video series after this.